Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I am ready with another interesting story written by Mrs Sudha Murthy. The title of the story is The Old Man and His God. Let's get started, friends. A few years back, I was traveling in the Tanjavur district of Tamil Nadu. It was getting dark, and due to a depression over the Bay of Bengal, it was raining heavily. The roads were overflowing with water, and my driver stopped the car near a village. "There is no way we can proceed further in this rain," said the driver. "Why don't you look for shelter somewhere nearby rather than sit in the car?" Stranded in an unknown place among unknown people, I was a bit worried. Nevertheless, I retrieved my umbrella and marched out into the pelting rain. I started walking towards the tiny village whose name I cannot recall now. There was no electricity, and it was a trial walking in the darkness and the rain. In the distance, I could just make out the shape of a small temple. I decided it would be an ideal place to take shelter, so I made my way to it. Halfway there, the rain started coming down even more fiercely, and the strong wind blew my umbrella away, leaving me completely drenched. I reached the temple soaking wet. As soon as I entered, I heard an elderly person's voice calling out to me. Though I cannot speak Tamil, I could make out the concern in the voice. In the course of my travels, I have come to realize that voices from the heart can be understood irrespective of the language they speak. I peered into the darkness of the temple and saw an old man of about 80. Standing next to him was an equally old lady in a traditional 9-yard cotton saree. She said something to him and then approached me with a worn but clean towel in her hand. As I wiped my face and head, I noticed that the man was blind. It was obvious from their surroundings that they were very poor. The Shiva temple where I now stood was simple, with the minimum of ostentation in its decorations. The Shivalinga was bare except for a bilva leaf on top. The only light came from a single oil lamp. In that flickering light, a sense of calm overcame me, and I felt myself closer to God than ever before. In halting Tamil, I asked the man to perform the evening Mangal Harati, which he did with love and dedication. When he finished, I placed a 100 rupee note as the dakshina. He touched the note and pulled away his hand, looking uncomfortable. Politely he said, "Amma, I can make out that the note is not for 10 rupees, the most we usually receive. Whoever you may be in a temple, your devotion is important, not your money. Even our ancestors have said that a devotee should give as much as he or she can afford to. To me, you're a devotee of Shiva, like everyone else who comes here. Please take back this money." I was taken aback. I did not know how to react. I looked at the man's wife, expecting her to argue with him and urge him to take the money, but she just stood quietly. Often in many households, a wife encourages the man's greediness. Here it was the opposite. She was endorsing her husband's views. So I sat down with them, and with the wind and rain whipping up a frenzy outside, we talked about our lives. I asked them about themselves, their life in the village temple, and whether they had anyone to look after them. Finally, I said, "Both of you are old. You don't have any children to look after your everyday needs. In old age, one requires more medicines than groceries. This village is far from any of the towns in the district. Can I suggest something to you?" At that time, we had started an old age pension scheme, and I thought, looking at their worn out but clean clothes, they would be the ideal candidates for it. This time, the wife spoke up. Please do tell, child. I'll send you some money. Keep it in a nationalized bank or post office. The interest on that can be used for your monthly needs. If there is a medical emergency, you can use the capital. The old man smiled on hearing my words, and his face lit up brighter than the lamp. You sound much younger than us. You're still foolish. Why do I need money in this great old age? Lord Shiva is also known as Vaijanathan. He is the Mahavaijya or great doctor. This village we live in has many kind people. I perform the puja and they give me rice in return. If either of us is unwell, the local doctor gives us medicines. Our wants are very few. Why would I accept money from an unknown person? If I keep this money in the bank, like you're telling me to, someone will come to know and may harass us. Why should I take on these worries? You're a kind person to offer help to two unknown old people. But we're content. Let us live as we always have. We don't need anything more. Just then the electricity came back and a bright light lit up the temple. For the first time, I saw the couple properly. I could clearly see the peace and happiness on their faces. They were the first people I met who refused to help in spite of their obvious need. I did not agree with everything he had just said, but it was clear to me that his contentment had brought him peace. Such an attitude may not let you progress fast, but after a certain period in life, it is required. Perhaps this world, with its many stresses and strains, has much to learn from an old couple in a forgettable corner of India. So, this is the story, my friends. What a beautiful story. And after going through this story, even I am amazed at the couple's contentment and their ability to find happiness and peace in the most simple things. And the couple are not greedy, and I believe that the root cause of many evils in life is greediness and comparing oneself with others. Do you agree with me, friends? Please drop in your comment section, and please like my video, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and hit the bell icon to get more notifications about the latest videos which I post on this channel. Thank you so much for encouraging me, friends. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.